Our 5-part Luka Doncic series will start with episode 1 in his floater series and finishing off at 2 feet within the paint. So starting with his floater right here, he's going to use it off a quick hop. So he's going to load off his inside foot when he's driving right here. So you can see he loads off this foot into a quick hop, and then he touches it right over his primary defender. He can either quick hop it or he can 1-2 into his floater. So stride basically outside, inside into it, or inside, outside. So watch on this one how he goes inside foot, 1-2 into his floater right over his primary defender, gets it up quick and right over the length. He can use this move against his primary defender, against a rotating help defender, or against a rotating shot blocker. Because you can see on this example here, when he's driving the alley, after his cross step right here, changes direction, he's going to load off his inside foot, quick hop right over his primary defender and the rotating help defender right here. Quick hop right over top. Changes direction, drives to the middle, quick hop right over top. You can see he gives his primary defender a slight nudge, so he bumps him right there, and then he can get both feet down for a controlled hop and touch floater right over top. Changes direction right before the shot blocker can contest his shot right here. He can get it right over top and surprise the shot blocker with his touch floater. Next, we have his quick hop. So watch how he loads off his inside foot. He's going to quick hop. He's going to show that little shot fake. Then he's going to find body contact with his inside shoulder and go right through his primary defender. Here it is again. So he's going to load off his inside foot, quick hop, show the shot fake. Then he's going to use his inside shoulder to find the body contact and finish right through his primary defender. Quick hop, shows it. Defender jumps, uses his inside shoulder to draw contact and finish right through with a little floater. Next, we have his spin move into a touch floater. He is excellent at this. He'll start driving one direction. You can see he sees the gap defender there, so he's going to spin, get right to the middle for a touch floater over top his primary defender. Now he's driving right to the block. His primary defender is starting to cut him off right here to take away his angle, so he's going to spin back, touch floater right over top. You can see in this example his primary defender is starting to cut him off and take away his angle right here, so he can spin under control and shoot his floater right over top at the restricted circle. He sees that the defender's chest is in front of him, so he makes the if-then statement right here to spin back because he knows he can't go here with the gap defender and the primary defender's chest in front of him. So he spins back, touch floater right over top. Drives it, primary defender cuts off his angle so he can spin back, shoots it right over top. Such a great move for him to use when his primary defender starts to take away his angle when he's driving to the rim. Just a great move that Luka uses. So episode 1, we saw his touch floater series and finishing off 2 feet. Now episode 2, we'll see his runner series when he's finishing off 1 foot. Episode 2 of our 5-part Luka series will now feature his touch runner. So a runner is when you're going to explode off 1 foot and shoot the ball with one hand. So very similar to his floater, except a floater is what I consider when you're going to jump off 2 feet and then shoot it with one hand within the paint. So it's still a touch shot. So a runner's off 1 foot, a floater's off 2 feet. So he will use his runner against his primary defender, against a rotating shot blocker, or a rotating help defender. Now you'll see in a lot of these clips here, he likes to shoot this off his left foot. So he'll explode up and then shoot it with one hand, his right hand, over top right there. You can see he gets great arc on that shot. Watch on this example how he splits through or snakes this ball screen with a gap pickup. Now he's going to explode off his left foot and shoot it right over top the shot blocker. It's a great finishing move to use when you get deep in the paint, and instead of settling for a mid-range jumper, you go right into a touch shot that can get over top any defender that's guarding you. Now, he also will bump his defender. So a nudge or a bump is when you create contact when you're driving, and then he's going to shoot his runner still. So watch how his inside shoulder right here is going to bump Dame or nudge Dame off his spot, and then he's going to get to his left foot and explode up and shoot right over top with a righty runner. This is a great example, and when you really want to use this shot is against length. So Rudy Gobert right here is guarding Luka. So he starts his drive. If he goes up right here and tries to finish within the restricted circle, it's probably going to get blocked. So you got to create contact right here. He's going to bump him and then get to his left foot for his runner. Or you can use it right here when you're exploding and the defender puts his left arm or arm on you, and now you can bump him and go up through that arm and finish right over top. You can see Luka does an excellent job of using his shoulders to nudge the defender. So watch how his right shoulder is going to bump right there. And then it can go right through the defender's arm to create that contact and to finish through contact. Next, we have Luka's Euro step into a touch runner. This is a great move to use against a rotating help defender. So watch right here. He's going to go right foot, so right at the defender. Then his left foot is going to go to the side to evade the defender. And now he's going to explode off that left foot for a righty one-hand touch runner shot right over top that defender. It's a great shot to use when someone is trying to meet you outside the box or to take away your driving angle to then evade that defender. Watch, this is a great example. So he's going to go left, right, Euro step right around that rotating help defender, and then he can shoot his runner right over so it doesn't get blocked. Watch how he goes right, left, Euro step, and this runner gets right over top the arms of the shot blocker. The next finishing move he has is his hanger, which is where you're going to shoot off one foot with two hands. So watch how he's driving right here. He's going to go right to left, and watch how he jumps off his left foot like we saw with his runner. Now he's going to go out with two hands to shoot the ball. So it's off one foot with two hands. So it's another finishing move to use against your primary defender or against a rotating shot blocker. It can throw off their timing so they can't block your shot. Watch right here how he drives that straight line. And he explodes off this time his left foot again. And he goes out with two hands to avoid his primary defender blocking his shot. So if he would have went up with one hand like his touch runner could have been blocked. So he leans back or fades here and shoots it with two hands right over top his primary defender. It's a great finishing move to use to change up the pace and the timing against your defender. So you can see Luka has the ability to finish off 2 feet with one hand, and then he has the ability to finish off 1 foot with either one hand for his runner or two hands going up to shoot it off 1 foot with his hanger. All are great shots to have within the paint area. Episode 3 of our 5-part Luka series will now detail what finishing options and creating space options he likes to use in the mid-range when driving to his right hand. So the finishing move he likes to use is his same foot, same hand runner. And he will either bump or nudge his primary defender, or when he's driving, he'll go off his right foot and surprise his primary defender like he just did in that example. Watch how he's driving to his right. He slightly bumps his primary defender. Now he's going to jump off his right foot, go up with his right hand, and touch it right over his primary defender. It's a great shot to have. It can throw off your primary defender or a rotating shot blocker's timing. That's why it's such a valuable finishing move. So it takes away the ability of a defender to block your shot. Like in this example right here against Nicholas Batum. Watch how he's driving to his right hand here. He gives a slight little bump right here with his shoulder. Then he's going to jump quickly off his right foot. He's going to rise up and touch it right over the length of Batum, and that becomes an and one. Next, we have his veer runner going to his right. So a veer is when you take a long step with your right foot here, His left foot is going to take a quick inside step to create that contact against his primary defender, gives him a bump, and then he's going to shoot a one-hand runner. He's going to drive the wing here, and watch how he goes long step with his right foot, inside step with his left. He's going to create that contact and then separate away for a touch runner. It's a great move to have because you're creating contact, and it gives you the ability to finish against a defender that is longer or stronger than you and is up into your body. So you create the contact. Next, we have his pivot back fade. This is creating space in the mid-range. So he is one of the best in the NBA at this move. So he's driving. He's going to 1-2 stop with his right foot right there. Then he's going to pivot back and shoot a little fade. It's excellent to use against your primary defender because you're driving hard, and since Luka has such a great ability to stop and start, he can stop with that 1-2. Watch his footwork right here. So left, right, his right foot's going to go in front. He's going to stop. He's going to fade back and pivot or wheel off his right foot and create that separation to shoot a little fade over the length of his primary defender. Watch in this example here against DeAndre Ayton, when he gets in the paint, it's going to decelerate, wheel back around, and then shoot a fade right over top. You can see he has a lot of finishing options and creating space options when he's in the paint and in the mid-range. So he's not always going to be able to get to the rim. So he has his floaters, his runner, his hanger, and now it's pivot back fade. Now watch how he uses it against a rotating shot blocker or a rotating help defender. Watch how Kawhi steps up. So he's going to 1-2 pivot. He's going to wheel off his right foot right here. His left foot is going to go into that wide base to shoot that fade over the length of Kawhi. You can use it against your primary defender or against a rotating help defender like we've seen in these previous two examples. Now he's going to pivot back. He's going to give a little shot fake, and then he's going to create the contact. So watch that pivot back. Now he's going to use his right shoulder to nudge his primary defender, create that contact, and now he's going to fade away. It just gives a little bit more separation and balance and body control to finish against your primary defender. Next, we have his nudge quick hop. So he's going to bump his primary defender right here. He's going to shot fake, show the ball right there, and then he's going to pivot back and fade. Just excellent footwork. Watch his quick hop. He's going to load off his inside foot right there, shot fake. Now he's going to pivot back against that rotating shot blocker and get it right over top. So we can see his options going to his right hand in episode 3. Episode 4, we'll go over his options going to his left hand. Episode 4 of our Luka Doncic series will now feature driving to his left hand. So the first move we have is his nudge quick hop fade. So watch how he starts his drive. He's going to bump his primary defender with his right shoulder. Now he's going to load off that inside foot, quick hop, and he can go into his fade now. Watch how his wide base is. This is very similar to the Kawhi move where he's going to his left hand. He'll bump his primary defender, get to that wide base, quick hop, and then fade away with high arc over top the length. So he's going to change direction right here, drive to his left hand. You can see his shoulder is into his primary defender. He's going to quick hop away, land on 2, wide base, and now he can go into his fade to get it over top. It's a great move to use, and you can see he has packages going to his right and his left hand, moves that he is comfortable using, and this is the first one we're going to detail going to his left hand. The next one, now we have his nudge, Dirk fade. So he's going to drive to his left hand again. He's going to bump his primary defender right here. Then he's going to go, watch this stop again. So watch how he bumps right there. Now watch his feet. Left, right, right. He's going to load off that foot. Then his weight is going to shift into his left foot. And now his right foot is going to go up into that Dirk fade on balance and gets away from the length. Now we have his nudge quick hop. And then watch how he goes into this Dirk fade. This is great footwork. So he nudges right there, which is bumping your primary defender. Right there, gets to that quick hop. He's going to show that shot fake, find the body again, and watch how he goes right into that Dirk fade. It gives him the necessary separation to shoot his shot. Next, we have his quick hop pump fake, and then he's going to step through into a little floater. So getting the ball back to his left hand. You can see right there, he's going to show it. His primary defender jumps, and then he's going to step through and shoot a little touch floater. Quick hop. You can see his eyes rise up, shows the ball. His defender goes for it, and now he can step through, shoot a little floater right at the rim. Now we have his nudge quick hop into a pivot back fade. Like we saw when he was driving right, you can see right there, he nudges, then he's going to wheel all the way around right into his pivot back fade. Now, what we are not detailing in this episode is his step back, especially going to his left hand. But this is the counter when he does a fake step back into a step through, especially going to his left. Fakes the step back right here, so you can see he loads off that foot. His eyes rise up with the ball. His defender goes for it, and then he just steps through into a little touch floater. Great counter to have with his excellent step back, because a lot of players and his defenders know that he can get to his step back going to his left hand off that right foot. So this is the counter he'll use to get his defender up in the air, shows the ball, and then he can step through, be on balance, and have power to finish. That is just excellent footwork. Watch this example again. So he's driving hard to his left. He'll stop, fake that little shot right there on the step back. He's going to bring the ball through. His primary defender stays, so he's going to pivot again. His defender now jumps, and then he'll pivot back right into a little fade. Just excellent footwork. Episode 5, and the final episode of our Luka Doncic series, will now feature his ball screen offense, attacking drop coverage with his dribble hold into a floater. So he's going to use the screen right here, the step-up screen. He's going to find the body of his primary defender with that dribble hold, or putting his defender in jail. I've heard it called that too. The screener's defender right here is drop back, so he has this window of space to go right into his touch floater, which we had talked about in episode 1, how he loves to use this floater, and he's really good at it. So you can see he's going to use the screen. He's going to turn the corner, dribble hold. He has that space right here to go right into his touch floater before the screener's defender can block his shot or even has a chance to time his shot. He is really good at turning the corner, finding the body of that primary defender who's wedging over top and then going right into a finishing move, either his floater or his runner or his same foot runner, which we'll see all 3 examples in this film edit. Off this DHO right here, he's going to stop. He has his primary defender who's fighting over top to try to get back in front. He has a gap defender at the nail, and he has a screener's defender. So to slow it all down, he's going to stop right there. Watch this again. He's going to stop. He's checking, so he sees his primary defender right here. So he dribble holds for a couple seconds. And now with the rolling screener right there going to the rim, he can then has that space again to go right into his floater. It all starts with his dribble hold and slowing the game down for him so he can make all his necessary reads. And you can see on this example right here, he tight wraps. So watch right here. So he's going to dribble hold right in that pocket, and then he's going to tight wrap back to space right here to the nail, and he can go into his little bump touch runner right there after he steps through with that shot fake. Great move. Turns the corner again, dribble holds, uses a little bump off to get space to shoot his floater. Just excellent at finding the body of his primary defender and going right into his floater. Now we have his dribble hold into a runner. So watch how he finds the body right here. And now he goes off his left foot like we saw a lot in episode 2, right into his runner with one hand. Double drag action right here. He's going to find the body of his primary defender. The screener's defender is dropping right here. We have the tag defender here, so he's processing the whole floor. And now he can go right into his runner. Now we have his dribble hold into his same foot, same hand runner. Especially going to his right hand. He finds the body. He's going to attack that space right there. The screener's defender's trying to play that cat and mouse game in the drop coverage, but he can take one more step right here with his right foot and go right into that same foot, same hand runner. Great touch. You can see throughout all the episodes, he has a lot of finishing moves that he can use within the paint.